In this video tutorial, you will learn how to create and distribute a self-grading assessment on any web browser. First, you will select the Actions drop-down at the top of the left-hand column. Choose Add Assessment. Select the location or locations you would like to put a copy of this assessment. We would suggest selecting My File so that you can preserve this assessment from year to year. Provide a name for the assessment. Be as specific as possible to prevent confusion for you or for your students. Enter instructions for the assessment. Perhaps you'd like to provide information about where study materials are or special guidelines for the assessment. Additionally, you can provide a web address to any website within the instructions field. Set your due date and due time for this specific assessment. Optionally add any appropriate files or materials for your students to have access to, and optionally tag this assignment with standards. Set your evaluation type. Determine whether you want to allow late turn-in. If this is more of a homework assessment, you may want to allow late turn-in. And finally, choose when you want to release the grades to the graded work section of eBackpack for your students. After making all necessary adjustments to the screen, click Save in the lower right. Locate your new assessment folder and click the name to open up the assessment page. Next, you will want to click the Create Assessment button underneath the instructions to launch the assessment generator. Adjust your assessment settings. Allow one or multiple attempts. Shuffle the order of questions so the quiz is not the same order for multiple attempts. Allow students to revisit previously answered questions. Allow students to skip questions without answering. Turn on Single App Mode or Safe Exam Browser to lock students into the assessment. Adjust your feedback settings, such as providing scoring and feedback immediately after each question is answered, or providing scoring and feedback after the student submits the completed assessment. You may disable feedback initially and then re-enable it so that the students can receive scoring and feedback when you are ready to release that information. Provide general feedback for all students to view after submitting the assessment regardless of score, such as instructions on what they can do until everyone has completed their assessments. Choose the Next button at the bottom of the page. This will bring you to the Questions page. Here you can select the Add Question button to view a drop-down list of all of your question types: multiple choice, true, false, yes, no, completion or fill in the blank, and essay free response questions. Note that essay free response questions are not auto-graded, and you will have to manually put in a score for each one of the submissions that has an essay question. After selecting the question type, you can set the point value for the question. You may set a different value for each question. Determine if the question is a bonus question. An incorrect response will not affect the score. Add your question content and provide choices information. Determine if you'd like to shuffle the order of your answer choices, probably set to off if you have all of the above or none of the above as an option. Allow multiple choices to be selected if students are choosing all correct responses from the list. Enter your answer choices, and for the correct response or responses, switch the red button to green by clicking it. You can provide feedback for each individual response, and you can add additional answer choices. You can optionally enter feedback that the students will see regardless of their answer choice. This would be a great place to direct the students to a website or a page number that has more information about that specific question. Save the question at the bottom left of the page. You can add in as many questions as needed to complete your assessment. You may also import questions from the Exam View Blackboard 7.1 or higher format. When you have completed adding questions to your assessment, click Done located to the right. Now you will need to switch the Taking Assessment Allowed button to Yes located in the top section on the right-hand side of your screen. Until this is switched to Yes, your students will see the assessment page, but they will be unable to take the assessment. See our Taking Assessment video to see how a student takes the assessment, or our Viewing Assessments Results video to learn how to view student results.